Let's do ultralight ground ties for our hammock tarp with shock cord only. Okay, here we have our ground tie line. 175 millimeter latchet, and we want to tie this over to our tarp doors or something. So we're just going to take this little loop of shock cord and flip a lark's head into it. We're going to assume this little loop of shock cord or other type of cord is on our tie out. So we're just going to flip a lark's head into it like that, and then run the cord through it. So I got some lark's headed on here already to show you. Here's one. So there's our little lark's head. So now, all we do is pull to get tension. Pull it tight. Of course, I can also pinch it right here while I pull. And you notice the lark's head almost grips it enough. Like I'm pulling pretty hard right here. So how do we lock it off? Okay, yeah, we can tie a little knot, right? We can just do a little quick slip knot. That'll work. But check this out. Once you got it where you want it, or pretty close, you just take your shock cord and pull this strand and this strand out parallel, like a horizontal watch. I'm going to pull it like that, and check out what happened. It flipped a little knot into the interface between the main line and the shock cord. And now check it out. It doesn't slip. So basically we've created a little hitch right here, and we can squeeze down the shock cord pieces right there to set it, but it'll actually set by itself. It'll slip a little bit, and this little loop of Dyneema right here will pull these two little loops of shock cord tied against each other, and it forms a knot. You can actually lift 25 or more pounds with this easily without this slipping. So you got an instant little way to connect up and tension it, and when it's time to get loose, just pull the two main tie outs like this, and then you flip the lark's head back into the shock cord, and now it will slide along the line. And once you do this a couple times, the lark's head gets pretty snug. So let me show you what you can do for that. For this one, I just put a little micro pull inside of the lark's head. So before I made this little loop of shock cord, I just put that little micro pull on there. So when the lark's head tries to jam up, it basically holds the lark's head in a little bit bigger diameter, and this little tab can always loosen the lark's head up. And of course it still works the same when I want it tight. So let's say I'm tightening up my tarp right here, pulling on it. Notice I can let go for a little bit and it still won't lose a lot of tension. So I can crank all the way down on that piece of shock cord loop. And depending on my finger strength, I can also flip the knot in by just going like this. So you see I flipped the knot into the little connection, and I can push down on the shock cord a little bit to make sure that it's as tight as possible. That just reduces the initial slip. But again, see, I got a super strong tie out. I'm actually shifting the table underneath myself. And you can actually use this on a tarp ridge line with a Dyneema tarp to help save the tie outs. And then when I need to loosen this, I'm just going to pull these two to the main line, and then that flips the lark's head back. And now if you want this to be a quick connection, instead of having the shock cord just be permanently, say, lark's headed to your tie out, you can also do this as a soft link. So notice I got these little knots tied right here. So if I just have a loop of cord on the end of my tarp, I actually have another video on this that'll be in the description, so check that one out. So I can actually just soft link onto any little loop that I want. Just put the loop through, then over the knot of the little shock cord loop, and I'm instantly connected up somewhere. You probably notice I have an extra knot tied right here. So when you're doing the soft link with a shock cord, that knot helps out a lot. I'll show you what I mean. Let me soft link onto this little cord loop. You just go through the strands like that, and then go over the knot, and then pull it closed. Now that soft links up there pretty good, but sometimes when the strands move independently, it can rotate the soft link and it'll kind of get funky like that, and it won't be as stable. So tying the knot right below your soft link knot allows you to soft link your shot cord super dependably onto all kinds of stuff. So this can also be easily become a quick release piece on the end of your tie out. Now if you want to get super fancy for like doing tarp doors and other stuff like that, let me show you some other stuff you can do. So with this one, I put a toggle on the end. So with this toggle, you could attach multiple other loops of cord around this toggle. You can also go into your Beastie D-rings, and this toggle will help you form a lock. Watch this. So let me pull the toggle away from the knot, pull it through. Okay, and so now this represents a tie out on a corner or something, and it's locking as well. So if I want to take this toggle out, it's like, well, okay, go through. Oh, the knot's in the way. It won't go through. So you actually have to slide the toggle down away from the knot, go through the D-ring, and then come through. So it's actually a kind of a locking connection. So if you're going to use it on a ridgeline, that would be very helpful. And if you want to even go further, you can take plastic hooks, whatever type that you like, and you can put those onto your shot cord loop. You can put several on here. So if you're, say you were doing this to like connect to some tarp doors, this hook could connect several different D-rings or other tie outs. Like say this is your tarp door, you know, you could connect one tarp door to it and then connect another one in there, or you could put another one of these hooks on there. So this one tie out right here could handle tarp doors or the bottom of a rectangular tarp to pull the ends together. I'll show you one other way that you can use this to handle multiple tie outs like a tarp door. So say this is your main one that you're going to attach to a tarp door, and you have it soft linked up to the tarp door or whatever. Then you pull the two cords to form your knot because you got it where you want it. See what I did there? Just all you're doing is taking these two cords and pulling them out, and you can actually accomplish that by putting a few fingers in there and going like that. See, there's the knot. I can pull it down a little bit to make sure it's tight, nice and strong. And then if you have another loop of cord that's beyond this knot, you can slide that loop of cord up, and it's going to be controlled by that little knot that you flipped in there. And then this little loop can go over to another tarp door. So you can control tarp doors or control the bottom of a tarp with this very easily. So you can just use this one for one tarp door, and then this one over here can be sliding, which is also helpful because let's say the tarp door that you have over there is the one that you have soft linked to this little loop of cord. And then you go to open that tarp door and you pull on it really hard. What will happen is this will slip this way a little bit and give you like a margin of error. But then when you line the tarp doors back up, it will go back up to your little stopper piece. So it allows you to just have multiple other connections that are lark's headed or hanging out beyond your little knot. Now if you like using the soft link method that I was showing you, I'll show you that one more time. So you can connect your shot cord up by doing a soft link, put a loop through, and then over the knot. Now with an overhand knot, you kind of got these strands here that can get in your way. So you can also do a plastic cord end. If you use a round one works perfect because, let me just show you. It provides a perfect little place for you to feel what you're doing. And it's really stable. And with this one, you don't have to tie the knot. Like I mentioned earlier about tying a knot down here. Having that little round plastic end makes a perfect soft link. So you could have another loop of cord like this lark's headed onto your line with a little round end or not. And both of those could connect to your tarp doors. Or if you did your tarp in portrait mode and flip the other side over, you could have two little connections. And then, of course, when it's time to disconnect it, you just push that through and then pop it there, and it comes apart. So that is how you can use shot cord to make super cool tie outs for your ground ties. The wear point on this is, of course, the shot cord. Eventually you'll see some wear right here. Like this one I've been playing around with for a while. I don't know if you can see the wear, but it's starting to wear thin a little bit right there. But that's fine. At least your main line isn't wearing with the metal tie out. And shot cord is super inexpensive. You know, if you're buying this by the foot, this little length right here, you know, is pennies. And of course, you can also throw a quick overhand knot in your shot cord. Like for a tarp ridgeline, you probably would want to do that. So you can throw a knot in there like that, a slip knot. And of course, you can also throw a stopper knot right here, right beyond your little knot. So, what do you guys think? I'll do a full walk around video of a tarp setup with all these. And see you guys in the next one.